Hello, everybody. As you know that the Big R, we give you the sports analysis and information around sports. This program is called the Big R Solution Sports Program. We do it every Saturday morning and Tuesday morning. So we look at the games that were played over the weekend and also the news. I'm not alone. I'm together with my co-host, Roy Mkhonza, iphindi kalikhothwa malobi. Kunjani mfoka baba?
Hey, Aubrey. No, thanks, Aubrey. Thanks for the invite again.
Mngani wami, mangithi iphindi kalikhothwa.
Lo mhlungwana.
Ngiyakutshela mngani wami, ngishaye enkulu mangisho njalo. Roy,
Khothwa baphepezela.
awuzwa-ke iphindi kalikhothwa. Mngani wami, asenze so. It's Tuesday morning, and then sibonile ukuthi kwenzakaleni nge-weekend, and then I want us to start here. I don't know whether there is any other burning question that you would like to ask that can be asked, in footballing in general, or probably let's pause that one. We'll ask at some point, but let's give the news. The good news is Mshishi, Fana like us, is the player of the month of October and November, which is quite good. So Guti, he started where he finished. And then we need to say congratulations to Mshishi. And then those are exciting news. And then at the same time, we need to congratulate the coach from Rockwa Swallows, Brendan Trekker. Is Trekker or Trekker, something like that? Trekker, I think. He's also the coach of the month. But this one, I don't know how did they analyze this one, because if you look what happened, Meshach, Shadrach, and Abednego, I'm sure you know whom I'm talking about.
Yeah.
The Sundowns trio. The Sundowns trio, they played 4 games. They won 4 games. They've drawn 2. And then the goals that they scored were 13. And the goals against them were 4. And they have 14 points. And then Brendan.
Yeah, but
yes.
But the defining factor, Saubrey, one, you always talk of consistency.
Let me finish this line, then you'll come up with a defining fact. Then Brendan has won 3 games, all right, drawn 3, and he's got only 6 goals and 2 goals against, and with 12 points, still less to the trio. Yes, then you can come in.
I'm saying the defining factor is we always speak about consistency. If you check between the 2 teams, the scales are not the same. The kind of material or resources that Swallows has are not the same as Sundowns. The quality of players they have are not the same with Sundowns. The level at which Sundowns had operated last season is not the same as the one that Swallows operated in Mvela. And you look at the teams that they've played. I'm looking at the games, the ones you mentioned they won. They won it clearly and clean. One of them is the one of Kaizer Chiefs where they just spoiled it at the last minute. But if you look at Sundowns, at some point I think Mangoba admitted at some point that there was a game, I think the one they drew, that the players never came to the party. But if you look at Swallows, even in the games they've lost, they were just running as normal as the other games that they won. So for them, they never maybe went down in terms of performance and up the other games. They have been performing ever since the league started. They're the same level or either improves from what they were last from previous game.
Mm.
That's where the defining factor is between the two teams.
Yeah, but like I say, what are the facts? The facts. I'm talking about the facts. Because when you talk about the quality of players, we are talking about human beings. Sometimes they don't have players with 3 feet. They have players with 2 feet. Who determines the quality? I'm looking at the facts. The facts are saying both teams, Sundowns won 4 games. Swallows won 3 games. Swallows drew 2. Sundowns drew 2. Swallows drew 3. Swallows scored 6. Sundowns scored 13. The points for Sundowns is 14. The points for Swallows is 12. The goal against for Sundowns is 4. The goals against for Swallows is 2. So those are the facts. I'm not saying anything, but I'm saying what criteria was it used? Because when you say quality, I think they're using human beings, all these teams. And there is no other team that is using the robot, and then the others are using human beings. Because when you say quality, quality at what standard? So that's my argument. I hear what you are saying, and I'm not challenging what you are saying. But I'm saying, and by saying this, I'm not saying I need to congratulate this guy straight from the Mvela or what do you call the Gladiator, and then what is the cup? Glad Africa, straight from Glad Africa, and then he won the tournament of the month, which is good. Good. It's very encouraging. But I'm saying I don't know what criteria has been used when I look at the facts. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, but remember, Saubrey, the voting or it just goes the same as the player of the year. It goes the same. The criteria used there has been very dicey for everyone. Take for instance, one that Mshishi won. If you remember, even Pitso confirmed. I was saying to some of the Sundowns fans that not because at one point I gave analysis to one guy to say, if you watch Nikovic play, he fetches, he defends. When there's a corner kick, he defends. He contributes. He passes. He scores. That guy, except for the bad performance made by Kaizer Chiefs, he deserved something. Whether it's the players or the player of the season. One of the two will have actually, but what happened there? Because if you ask for the criteria, then you could ask the same on such, but that is why I'm saying the criteria used there, even the panelists, because you can, I understand at some point, coaches need to determine sometimes the panelists, sometimes if it includes the players, it goes to all the players. So it's sketchy.
All right. So probably the question that we should throw in, let them make the criteria available. Because now we are coming to that. Let them make the criteria available even before the end of the month. We need to know that this is the criteria that is being used. And then we see that, no, this is a transparent process. And then that is why this one is a coach of the month, this one is a player of the month, and this one is the player of the year. But it's fine. Let's move on. The other good news in Africa, Coach Pitso Mosimane, I don't know whether you've noticed, the guy has done well. You know, in a very short space of time, the guy, starting from last year, he has already collected about 6 major titles. That's a very incredible record. Very incredible record. You know, Pitso, I don't know because he's in Africa, because I'm sure if he was in England, we would compare him with Arsene Wenger. your Alex Ferguson in terms of the trophies, your Jose Mourinho, your Pep Guardiola. That's my view. The guy has done extremely well. And moreover, a guy moved from, I mean, it's not usual. Our coaches move from this side to go and coach outside South Africa and do what they did. Yes, we had other coaches who went out like Ruud Krol, but we don't know what's happening. Are they succeeding or what? But Pitso has done extremely well. Go to a country where they even speak a different language, Arab. How do you communicate your information to the players, and how do they communicate to you vis-a-vis? I don't know. What's your comment on that?
I think so. We not because one is critical of Pitso, and maybe short of saying that the achievement he has made as an individual, as a coach, to be undermined or overlooked. But I don't think we can go to the level of actually matching him with the grades of Arsene Wenger, your former Ferguson and the other guys, because again, remember when I made the statement, and I think one of the commentators, Robert Marawa, usually says this. We had always claimed here in Africa to be the best, and what we measure our best from. Because, for an example, if you have a country like where Pitso is now, those countries, Al Ahly has been there. They've been topping that league, and they've been going international and appearing in international games. So, not taking away what Pitso as a person, as a coach, upcoming coach, grown coach, locally, he has achieved, and that is a fact. But it can't be, he has not reached that level where, because take for instance, I know we're going there, maybe we'll speak about, you see, a caliber like Mourinho, leave the fact that he calls himself
The special
other thing.
The special
Yes. So, but you look at, he goes to, is this analog we were talking about, Ronaldo and Messi, if they go to this league, Mourinho has rounded the leagues. He goes, I was listening to the commentators over the weekend. They say, no, when the Northern Derby played, when Arsenal was at his, Arsenal was at their best, but Tottenham will go into that game knowing that it's a derby, not Northern London derby, and just want to disrupt. But is what I said to the guys of Celtics about consistency and improving on your previous engagements or happenings in the leagues. They've been there. They've got good players. Before Bale left for Madrid, he had a very good combination with Kane. But they will just end up there and then be classified as when they play these derbies or with the other top teams. But in the end, they win nothing. So I'm saying it is time, maybe, that through these achievements, we test it. I'm happy that he even spoke about it, Pitso, to say, you see, these UEFA license things, before, and here in South Africa, we're speaking about the latest term now that we are using plumbers to be our coaches. They fail somewhere, they come here and come and coach, and we overlook our local coaches upcoming. So I think with all these achievements now, it will be good that he follows the Sundown slogan of the sky is the limit. He must now, he has proved himself within the shortest time in Al Ahly, so it's maintaining that and maybe I take it up now to apply for top jobs in Europe.
No. I'm not saying he's at that level. But how do you judge people? What criteria you use? They say Alex Ferguson is one of the best coaches. And when they mention they mention the titles that he won. And we can do the same with Pitso. Mention the titles that he has won. We can do the same with Mourinho. Check the titles that he has won. It doesn't matter. The fact of the matter, he has won titles. And like earlier on, you were saying, Sundowns has quality players, Silos does not have quality players. But I'm saying they are all human beings. The Sundowns players, they don't play with 3 feet. And Sundowns players, how do you, both they are all professionals. So how do you say these are quality, these are not quality? All right?
Yeah,
and
but their strengths are not the same, Saubrey.
What you ask?
Let's just take one example. I'll give you example of so that maybe I'll link to one person that played for both Sundowns and Pirates Supersport. Tico, and compare Tico now to Mshishi, and you give me one player versatile as Mshishi in Swallows, because they can't be the same. Mshishi from Norway, he will create something. He has got skill, so it doesn't make him in same level with other players just for the fact that they're playing in the same league.
Okay. It's fine. It's a question out there. Let the people continue to debate. Because as the big R, we are using results. Results is one of the positive R words. I'm just talking about the titles that Pitso has won. I'm saying Pitso could have been celebrated, just like Alex Ferguson is being celebrated.
He has not reached that level.
Well,
he has not reached that level. But what I'm saying, Saubrey, we can build on the achievements now. He has actually proven himself. He has got capabilities. He's got a will to make it to that level, but he has not.
All right, I'll leave it out there. Let the people out there continue to debate that debate, so that we move.
You know why I'm saying that, Saubrey?
Yeah.
We don't want to destroy Pitso on being the greatest or actually one day achieving that, because for one could come, and I always say I'm a big follower of the Europe or of the English soccer, but if you listen to those commentators, at some point I even ask myself if these guys, their criticism, is it based on a history or following somebody or following a team or a player? But we don't want then to say we throw Pitso into the Lions to say, yeah, come, this one has just moved from Sundowns. He won the league so many times. He comes to a situation where the league was finishing. He wins 2 trophies, and then now we want to put him in the same level. But I'm saying he can build on that, and he's got a capability of being the greatest also.
Let the public debate that, because I'm talking about numbers. That is why we have numbers. Numbers are there to separate things. That is why you go to school. We check numbers. I'm looking at numbers. I'm not saying he's at their level, but I'm saying we should celebrate him like people celebrate your Alex Ferguson, your Wenger, your Mourinho, and so on. But it's fine. Let's leave it out there. Let people debate. Whoever wants to comment, please leave a comment on our comment slot there and tell us what you think. My opinion is Pitso should be celebrated. He has done extremely well, just like the rest of other guys are being celebrated. I'm not saying he's at their level, but he must be celebrated. Here's another important information, statistics. I'm talking about numbers all the time. Mo Salah has scored now, he's doing extremely well, has scored 52 goals in one field called Anfield. And then he's being led by the one and only Lionel Messi with 63 goals at Camp Nou. And then the other person to follow is Robert Lewandowski with 59 goals at Allianz Arena. So those are some of the facts that I wanted for you to get, the numbers. Now let's go to the game of Arsenal and Tottenham Hotspur. What a game. Do you know that ever since Mourinho played Arsenal, he has played Arsenal 22 times. He has lost only twice.
He has not lost a game against Arsenal, yeah.
Now I think he has lost twice only. 22 games. So he has won about 20 games, or maybe some have draws, but only 2, which is a very good record. And at the same time, do you know that Lampard has played Mourinho 4 times, and Lampard has beaten Mourinho 3 times and drawn only 1. And Lampard was Mourinho's student. Let's go to Arsenal and Tottenham Hotspur. How did you read the game? Firstly, I would start here. Arsenal, they should make that mistake by moving Arteta. I think Arteta is a brilliant coach. If you look at Arsenal, it's a different Arsenal. And then the personnel that they are using, the majority of them are new. You know, he has revamped that team. There's energy, there's direction, and they play the Arsenal football that Arteta used to play under Arsene Wenger. So slowly but sure, they're getting there. Even Mourinho commented after the game and said, you know what, this guy, if Arsenal wants to go far, they must keep this guy. This guy is a tactician. He's a very good coach. He gave us tough time, especially on tactics. So that's what I want to say. Probably you can comment. How did you see that game? We know that Arsenal lost 2-0.
Saubrey, this is where we talk about separating boys from men. It's exactly what happened over the weekend. Remember, we've been following Arsenal's performance from the time this guy took over, Arteta took over. But he has changed. One, he adopted the style of play of Arsenal. We accepted that. Arsenal was so porous at the back, he sorted that. Then you come to play a very technical guy like Mourinho, where, remember, in the previous games, this guy adopted the style of saying, playing from the goalkeeper back, from the back, left and right, upwards. Yet actually at one game instituted the left back and the right back of not overlapping. And you go and play a very technical guy like Mourinho, you make that mistake, he will punish you. Arsenal dominated the game, both first half and second half. But where it matters most, it's what you do with the ball when you've got the chance. They were knocking in the right doors, in the right areas of Tottenham, but finishing is very poor. And I'm talking again to say, there's a transition of how you play when the league started. You actually moving levels and levels. But at some point, there's a time where Arteta has to say, okay, guys, the different type of games or analogy, we have actually adopted them. We've gone back to the style of play of Arsenal. But at some point, because I was looking at the last game now for I think, was it the last the Chelsea and the Wolves game, but the night game. I'm saying there is something within the teams that Arsenal is not doing. Going for a fight. I am not sure how Arteta is doing it, or he lacks that thing of motivation. But there is that thing when Arsenal goes into a game, they play their normal game. when they're under pressure, seeing that they either go down or everything is odds against them, they start picking up, want to go and fix things. But there is no that when you go to the game, you see Man City, Liverpool, those guys. That's why now whoever gets a chance will just want to. You look at that beautiful goal that Liverpool, the first goal that guy scored. You could see that everyone says, I was given a chance. I must prove my worthiness in this. So I don't see that element with Arsenal. And I'm telling you, with the pressure that is mounting, I was listening to the commentator. He won, I think, 2 trophies with Arsenal. At some point here, he was now saying, at some point, as much as this guy started well, the pressure is building up. Where Arsenal is at the moment, it doesn't sit well with the board of directors and others in management. And he will now have to prove himself on the side versus the pressure that is there. And it will disturb everyone.
My take is the board of directors must come to the party. You know, when I looked at that Arsenal game, what was lacking was your Dennis Beckham, a finisher. Ian Wright, a finisher. Thierry Henry, a finisher. I don't see those kind of players in this Arsenal team. Yes, I see Abemayo and what is this guy? The French guy who's playing.
But this is where Saubrey, sometimes when the upcoming coaches need to really understand the culture of play, understand the influence. For an example, we are here in South Africa. We don't know the politics behind. But if you ask me whether Ozil has actually performed to his maximum, it's another point. But you know the influence, because that guy knows the culture within Arsenal, the influence with other players, because he grew up within the system and stuff. So I'm not sure whatever happened between him and Arteta, but I am telling you that the influence that guy could do, because he will either sometimes do your flank or being the initiator and sometimes do score. But with these upcoming players or young players that Arsenal has actually adopted, like you were saying, we don't have a finisher. We don't have a striker that we know that when he's there inside the box, he will finish at any given point. You don't have that, but you've got a player that actually can influence the pattern of the game and the spirit within the team. You leave that player for personal and other politics in the club, and that for me is a problem, because wherever he is, this young man now, I'm telling you, he said this one had thought that we will succeed, not because Arsenal is Ozil is bigger than Arsenal, but I'm telling you, at some point it has an effect on the team, because that is why it's called a team, because it's a collective.
Now, I'll tell you one thing. Me, if you ask me, Ozil, I know at some point he wanted to go to Barcelona. And for me, I was not wishing that he can go to Barcelona. The problem with Ozil, Ozil is not different from Messi. It's that Messi has better quality than him. Ozil, when the ball, when we are under pressure, you don't see him. He becomes effective when you go forward. So for me, that was the problem. And Ozil, that's my own analysis. It seems as if he's this type of a player. He really talk much. All right. Why do I say that? You know, Ozil, once he's being benched, you'll see him throwing tantrums and so on. The coach is a coach. The coach should be respected. So probably that could be the problem. Why I'm saying the management of Arsenal, they are not prepared to buy quality players. They've done well by buying Thomas Partey, because you could see Thomas Partey has added value, and then unfortunately got injury. I've never heard the development, how serious that injury is. That was a good buy. You know, they don't want to buy. Remember, even during the time of Arsene Wenger, they were always saving. But the good thing is Arsene Wenger could identify talent. I don't know whether it's him or he was using some scouts who were identifying for him. But Wenger would always come up with finishers. That's where Arsenal is lacking. But I still say if they really want to improve, Arteta has been there now. This is going to be the second year. Let them give him a chance till 3 years and see, and let them give him support. And probably whenever he needs a player, they must buy a player. So that's all I can say. I want us to move on. If Arsenal fans, they still want to debate this, then let them continue to debate according to what we said. And then that's one. And secondly, let them leave a comment. Let's hear what they are saying. And then if they want to be on our show, very simple, subscribe and just raise your hands and say, I want to be on a show. I'm an Arsenal fan. I want to talk on behalf of Arsenal. And that's it. Let's move to another game. I heard you speaking about Liverpool so that we can go to the local football. I heard you talking about Liverpool.
Yeah, Liverpool always gives. They will also. I think the real champions. They just their play is just at another level. They'll just give it all. So, and in the current way, I'm not sure. I've always analyzed their coach of being someone that I'm not sure if sometimes I was saying to one guy at some point, I'm not sure if at some point in the dressing room he says something to the players, because he can motivate, he can encourage, he does everything, and the players are just responding every game. Where you see it's a tough game, whether it's tactical or what, but you could see that's why in the previous play, whether the top two strikers, one is at the bench, the other one is coming in as a sub. You don't see the difference, because everyone that given a chance, they just prove a point that no, I've been given a chance and I must play for the team.
You know why I saw that guy is a good coach? It's when there was a feud between Mo Salah and Sadio Mane. The way he managed that conflict, that's a good manager, all right? And then if he was not a good manager, that conflict could have gone out of hand and it could have caused serious repercussion for the team. That's when I realized that this guy is a good coach. And then I also saw over the weekend, Alexander-Arnold was not on the starting 11. You know, that shows, and Alexander-Arnold is one of the good players. That shows that the guy does not have stars. For me, that's a good coach, you know. And then you don't allow people to be complacent, so that whenever they come back to claim their position, they know that they need to fight for it. So that's when I realized that this guy is a really good coach.
And you say, if you say that it strengthens the competition amongst players, because if you talk of the player Alexander, he was given a chance in I think it was after the 75th minute, but you could see he's coming in to say at least I got a chance, and he wants to play for the team and the coach.
Yes, so that's a good coach. Now I went to Italy, and then let's go to Italy. I saw that Juventus. I'm still not happy with Juventus. I still believe they are too dependent on Ronaldo. If Ronaldo doesn't score, and then there's a problem. I saw Dybala. Sometimes I don't know what to make out of Dybala. Whether he's a good player, all the euphoria that Dybala was being described, the next Messi, I don't see that. You know, I think, yes, he was coming up, but he seems to fade away as time goes. You know, those players who shows great potential, but they end up being average. That's what I see with Dybala. He reminds me of Daniel Sturridge. You can remember Daniel Sturridge. Daniel Sturridge on a good day, you know what, he can beat anyone. And you can say, this guy is a star, you know, this guy is a coming star. But some games he becomes an average player. So that's my problem with Dybala. And as having said that, remember Juventus are meeting Barcelona tomorrow. And the two teams are not doing well, to be honest. Although they have star players, that's what is going to make the game interesting because of Ronaldo and Messi. We haven't seen them playing against each other for a very long time, 3 or 4 years or so. So probably we'll see them again. And then while I'm still there, let's go to Barcelona. I don't know what's happening there. I don't know whether should I blame Koeman or should I blame the players. But now with Koeman, I'm a little bit worried. Why are you still using Jordi Alba? You know, Jordi Alba, I think is too complacent. You know, he thinks that, you know what, like it or not, I'll never be substituted. And the goal, the second goal that they were scored against, that's Jordi Alba's mistake. Why do you throw the backwards when you see that there is a player who can bounce? And I don't blame Clement Langley, because Clement Langley, when he noticed that this guy is going to throw the ball to him, he was trying to come closer, only to find the ball is going to bounce, and he missed it, you see. And with Ter Stegen, I still blame him. I think he wanted to protect himself in terms of the injury. Had he applied his foot, possibly he could have stopped that ball. But I think he was a little bit more concerned about the injury. Then he decided to pull out the foot. So I don't know what's happening. And then I saw the young man, Pedri, was doing well. And this time, you know, I'm always not a fan of Busquets, but Busquets was playing very well, running, marking, doing everything. The young man was playing at the back. I think he was the missing link. That was a very good substitute to take him out. He was a missing link, and hence he scored the own goal. He was a missing link. And then Messi tried. And I don't know why when things goes wrong, everybody pays attention to Messi. And I see the newspapers in Rome. They don't say Barcelona, they say Lionel Messi's Barcelona. I don't know what aspiration they want you to cut. You know, when things are going bad, it will always be Messi's Barcelona. I don't think that's fair. That's fair to Messi. But I think that's part of the package of being a star. You being a star, you'll attract criticism. And I hear what Neymar said. Neymar said, come what may, next day he wants to play with Messi. Now, naughty media, Europe, they are now saying Messi is going to PSG. I can bet Messi will never go to PSG. Instead, I see the other way around. I see Neymar joining Messi at Barcelona. Moreover, if Font can win the presidential, forget it. And I can see he wants to buy the young man who's playing in Germany, Hal, which is good, 20-year-old, a very good striker. And then if you get that, you get Neymar, the team is sorted out. And for me, if I was in his shoes, I would sell Dembele, will make money and compensate you buying Neymar or the salary of Neymar, and sell Griezmann. For me, I'll do that. The two, you don't need them, as far as I'm concerned. Griezmann is good, make no mistake, he's good. And he's starting now to adjust at Barcelona. And then he's starting to play well. Although I still think him and Messi, they still some, they always on each other's toes. All right. And I see Messi passing him more than him passing Messi. So for me, to solve that problem, I'll let Griezmann leave. I will never sacrifice Messi for Griezmann, not at all. unless that situation improves. That's my take. Well, with Madrid, I don't know. Madrid, they don't look like challenging anything this year. They may challenge the league, but guess what? Atletico Madrid are there, and other teams are there. Putting a very good challenge. Especially Atletico Madrid, they are doing well. They keep clean sheet and they score goals. They are doing well, and you know what? Simeone is a good coach. Simeone, he doesn't mind. That's a brave coach. Doesn't mind to put a star player on the bench. We could not understand this week when he started the game without Joe Felix. So that's the kind of a coach, he's really bringing that kind of challenge. Simeone and Klopp, for me, they're almost similar. They're almost similar. Those are good coaches. And if Barcelona were asking me, that would be one of the guys that they should look to as Simeone and say, Simeone, come to Barcelona. And Simeone, if he can come to Barcelona, Simeone can make sure that the Griezmann becomes a star. That's Simeone only can do that. The guy is passionate, and the guy is not afraid to take a star and put it outside. Well, unfortunately, Messi's one player can't put it outside. I hear the comments. Kuman was saying, Messi's one player, when he starts on the bench, he gets tired. So you rather play him. No, you rather start him on the bench rather than substitute him. But he said he's better playing than saying you give him a rest. Because the more you say you give him a rest, the more he gets tired. He wants to play all the time. That's the kind of a play. All right. And I see Lewandowski saying a player like Lionel Messi, it will take 100 years to see such a play. He said, this boy is out of this world. He's amazing. Now that's Lewandowski. And I thought Lewandowski is not keen of Lionel Messi. But I was shocked to see him tweeting to say, there's no player who will play like Lionel Messi. We are still going to wait for another 100 years. Let's come to South Africa, unless you want to say something about European football.
No, there's not much I can say. Like I said last time, it's only there that I can comment on. Moreover, on the Bundesliga, Spanish, and the Italian league. But what I can see is that at least AC Milan has maintained the unbeaten, and they're doing well. It reminds me of the time when at some point Inter Milan had a stretch for half of the season where they were leading. So if not countered, AC Milan is going to do the same. But with the developments with Juventus and Madrid, and I think background politics are not helping these teams in terms of performance. Until all is sorted out in the office, I think things will go back to normal.
And it must be said, Zlatan Ibrahimovic has added value. Ever since he came, you can see what's happening. So Zlatan has really, really done extremely well. So, and then even the guy from Belgium, is it Belgium, for Inter Milan, was with Man United. His name again? We're speaking about him last. He's doing well. He's doing well. But fine, we'll get the name. Let's local football. Where do you want to touch? We haven't done too much local football. I did that deliberately because after this, the second part, we'll be talking about Kaizer Chiefs and Bloemfontein Celtics, who have done extremely well in Africa. But let's talk about other teams, your Pirates and other teams, your Swallows.
No, watching the weekend games, I still feel that I am not sure of What's this guys? The vendor boys. What's this? The team that bought Vets.
Which one?
Um,
TT.
yeah, TTM.
Yeah, TTM. What are they saying?
I'm not. I'm not sure if their mindset it's okay. They've been told they are now playing in the league. My problem is that they have players that were bought from this team that was playing in Tembisa, but their performance is not actually good. With Pirates, if they play the way they played over the weekend, I'm telling you, it's going to be a whitewash. Celtics is going to give them a very, 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 very harsh thing. And my problem now, which we always talked, I've always sensed that there is, you see, this background coaches.
Mm.
What I saw Screamer doing, giving instructions to Pepijelo on the stands, whether it was instructions or he was criticizing anything, it's what these big teams have got a problem in terms of coaches not being allowed to play their philosophy, not allowed to have their ideas. And that, I'm telling you, that's a German guy. At some point, he will just say it all that no, I couldn't then take it on, I'm going to leave.
Mm. Yeah, I will see as time goes on. Like you normally say, it's business. So maybe they're taking care of their business, so that's why. Dr. Ivan Koza once said, we buy players, the coach is to coach. So it's in line with what you said. Maybe they're running business, and then we don't know. Like you said, we don't know whether they are interfering or it was a message to do something. But nevertheless, Roy, I think we have done enough, and then we need to move on to the next stage. Remember, on Saturday morning, we'll be looking at the final. We'll be looking on the final, Pirates and Bloemfontein Celtics. So after this, the second part will be looking at Celtics and Kaizer Chiefs. We'll also talk about the final, and then we'll take it from there. Before I leave, Mangoba Shakes Ngwenya, he used to play for Sundowns. He had the tournament in Kwaggafontein. I've just spoken to him shortly. He said it went extremely well. The attendance was very good. This was their first staging of their tournament. So now, and then I'll be speaking with him tomorrow. So I don't know whether you want to join me. You can join me so that we talk to him to give us feedback about the game. And then we'll record it tomorrow evening and play it on Wednesday or post it on Wednesday. Thank you. I really appreciate Mr. Mkhonza. We will talk shortly.
Okay. No, thanks, sir.
Thank you.